I'm Dan Rinkus, and welcome to AIU Perspectives. I'm in Monroeville, home to one of our special education schools, and a program that fills its students and staff with pride. Young adults who are students of the AIU's special education program are learning skills for life after school.
Preparing for the job, all of our students have to dress a certain way when they go to work. They have to be prepared. They have to arrive on time.
How the PRIDE program combines the classroom with the real world to help students graduate from school and find jobs.
We're logging on and learning about cyber education through the AIU.
Running your own virtual program locally really allows you to make it your own, make advancements in your virtual learning program.
How Waterfront Learning helps local school districts give their students a flexible, personalized education.
Plus, we look at the facts and figures surrounding continuing professional education, the professional development that helps move educators and the education field forward. Right now, though, I'm in Monroeville at Sunrise School. It's one of two schools that is home to the PRIDE program, and I'm finding out just how important it is to our students' lifelong success. Vacuuming. Making food. Getting on a Port Authority bus. These may seem like ordinary skills, but they are part of PRIDE, an extraordinary AIU program that prepares special education students for life after school. PRIDE is a job-oriented transition program at AIU's Pathfinder and Sunrise special education schools. It's for young adults who have mild to moderate special needs.
The idea is to get students in actual work environments rather than doing it at the school. So we partner with about 10 different businesses and community organizations.
PRIDE is an acronym for Personal Responsibility, Recreation and Leisure Opportunities, Independence in the Community, Domestic Living Skills, and Employment Training Opportunities. PRIDE combines classroom lessons with real-world experiences, and students who have graduated from PRIDE have secured full-time, paid employment.
We're teaching them more universal job skills, things like preparing for the job. All of our students have to dress a certain way when they go to work. They have to be prepared. They have to arrive on time. They have to interact with whoever the supervisor is at that site.
We caught up with PRIDE students Adam and Drew at Pathfinder School in Bethel Park, and we mean caught up literally. They're walking with transition consultant Walt Zofin from Pathfinder up the hill to St. Thomas More Church. There, they check in with the church secretary and Father Michael Ackerman, pastor of Resurrection Parish, and they are welcomed with open arms.
And so some of the tasks that they do help us in immense ways. They'll help us set up for events. They'll help us arrange things, clerical things for different mailings we're doing or different projects that we're working on. Some of the straightening out here in the church and arranging things for liturgy, for events.
On this day, they're going from pew to pew, replacing donation sleeves and Bibles. It may seem like a small thing, but for this church, it has a big impact.
And so you see that and you think, it's inspiring to me to think, I need to serve with joy. I need to be somebody that can actually give of myself too. But I think more than that, it also affirms the dignity of everyone, that every single person has a unique gift, a unique talent, and that can be given to others.
While Adam and Drew continue their tasks, we hook up with Lance and Devin. They're on their way to a nearby restaurant, but they're not going there to eat. They're putting in a shift at Bella's on Fort Couch. Owner and manager Anthony Rosie took over the restaurant 8 years ago and inherited the PRIDE program.
It was easy for us. We just adapted and welcomed them in and tried to help them as best we could.
So what do you think are the most critical things that they're learning here from you?
Probably the most important thing is for them to be able to understand how things work, and to be able to accomplish a task. They're learning. Learning how to do those things. So every time you see that, it's a good thing.
These experiences pave the way for students for life after Pathfinder School or Sunrise School in Monroeville. We dropped in on students at the Sunrise PRIDE Department classroom.
We have like a little kitchenette area over there. Yeah. So we sometimes do like cooking here, making some stuff. Actually, did make banana bread sometime today. There's also a lot of other stuff like maybe someone might not know how to make the bag, so they need to learn that.
The PRIDE department complements the skills students learn out in the field. Today, Sebastian and his fellow students are cooking up a storm.
They're making, actually I'm not sure what they're making. Mr. Live, what are they making?
We're gonna leave our bacon and egg
quesadillas.
Oh, okay. That sounds delicious.
We have our pantry, and then we even do some shopping. So if we don't have something, then we can write it down. Like, we don't have enough mayo.
Okay, and so you've got a grocery lister, so you can write down what you're getting from Aldi, Walmart, and Giant Eagle.
Pride students at Sunrise combine lessons learned in the real world and the classroom with supportive teachers helping them at every stage.
The teachers here are very helpful. They're always willing to answer questions, and they answer them very helpfully. So I don't feel like I'm sitting in any type of suspense, wondering something, because I can always have someone to ask.
For Principal Dave Campos, Pride helps answer the question, what's next?
One of the greatest things that I think we can do for kids here is prepare them not just for independent living, but to actually have gainful employment, through Pride, building onto that. And then, when you hear that one of the students actually got hired and is collecting a paycheck, I think that's one of the biggest things for me.
Pride is a true partnership teaming special education teachers, transition consultants, travel trainers, and job coaches with community partners. Each quarter, AIU staff evaluates students in 3 transition areas: post-secondary education, employment, and independent living.
But there are so many other things that we take for granted that we just assume kids are going to pick up along the way. Something like, one of the things Pride does is teaching kids to read a bus schedule. That's not something you're typically going to learn in a high school.
Back in Bethel Park, Adam, Drew, Lance, and Devin come back together with their instructors and other classmates for a trip on the bus to go out for lunch.
So what I learned a lot is travel instruction. The first year that I was at Pathfinder, I did not know anything about how to do the buses and stuff. After my first year, I got the good hang of it.
As detailed in AIU Connections Fall 2024 edition, the Pride program includes travel training. Students learn how to safely navigate the streets and ride Port Authority buses. Learning how to use a Connect card gives students opportunities to develop personal responsibility and independence.
So when you think back on your time here, because one day your time here will come to an end and you'll move on, how will you think of the experiences you've had here and how it helped you?
I mean, I do get complimented a lot about how I've changed from a really mischievous kind of kid to more helpful and helpful and more on task.
The Pride program helps AIU special education students perfect a host of skills. Each lesson they learn is another brick in the wall of what will be a well-lived life.
It's time for AIU Facts and Figures, where we bring depth to the facts and figures behind our people and programs. Continuing Professional Education, CPE, helps educators by offering high-quality professional development programming in a variety of subject areas with experienced educators from the AIU. These offerings are virtual and asynchronous, meaning you can do them on your schedule, and they take place 3 times per year, in the fall, spring, and summer. And they're available for educators not just in Allegheny County, but across all of Pennsylvania. The AIU helps educators earn CPE credits through courses approved by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. The credit can be applied toward Level 2 certification, master's equivalency. Plus, each CPE credit counts toward 90 Act 48 hours. That's the state law that requires educators to complete continuing education requirements every 5 years. Continuing Professional Education. Learning that moves education forward. Learn more at aiu3.net/CPE.
For more than 20 years, the Allegheny Intermediate Unit's Waterfront Learning program has served as a key option for districts and families seeking cyber education. The program allows school districts across Pennsylvania to create a virtual learning experience tailored to their needs, providing district-aligned online learning while allowing students to stay enrolled in their home districts.
We are kind of a hub to provide services to customize virtual learning in schools.
Jill Manska is the program director of Waterfront Learning. Through a range of virtual courses, digital resources, and personalized learning options, she says the program helps serve students who are looking for a more flexible option.
Students need flexibility for various reasons, and it has opened many doors for students that a traditional brick and mortar setting just did not work for them for whatever reason.
The structure of Waterfront Learning allows districts to tailor their cyber programs and offer an alternative to cyber charter schools, giving them the flexibility to customize virtual learning to fit their specific needs.
We provide them with curriculum, online curriculum. We provide them with wraparound services to that curriculum, including professional development, implementation guidance. We help them assess their students. We help them recruit students to join their virtual program, and we support those virtual programs every step of the way.
Unlike many statewide cyber schools, Waterfront Learning allows students to remain fully connected to their school community. They continue to follow their home district's rules, regulations, and expectations while still being able to participate in sports, clubs, activities, and graduation.
Running your own virtual program locally really allows you to make it your own, make advancements in your virtual learning program that meet the needs of your school community.
Manska says she's seen improvements not only in academic performance, but also in student engagement, a topic that's often considered a major challenge in virtual learning.
I think one of the biggest perceived challenges of virtual learning is engagement. So we at Waterfront have put systems in place to ensure that we are following through with students and making sure that they're engaged.
They use what's called a tiered intervention system. Students begin at Tier 1, and if they fail to log in for a certain number of days, they will be contacted along with their school district. If the pattern continues, they meet with the student and family to offer supports and determine what will help them stay engaged in learning.
Luckily, here at Waterfront Learning, we are fortunate to have staff that's highly trained, and we have a lot of experience in making sure that those virtual learners, that we get through those challenges, and our districts have resources to not allow students to get too far gone and be successful in the virtual learning space.
As Waterfront Learning continues to refine how it keeps students engaged, technology is playing an increasingly important role. This includes the use of artificial intelligence to support personalized learning and streamline communication. Right now, they're collaborating with national curriculum vendors who are incorporating AI into daily lessons, using it as a structured, regulated learning tool to enhance instruction and support students.
It's a way for students to have an interaction with maybe a thought partner that isn't necessarily a human being sitting next to them at a desk. So we're excited to see what AI is going to bring to the virtual space as well.
At the end of the day, Waterfront Learning welcomes all learners. Manska believes there's a misconception that cyber education is only for students who don't fit into a traditional school setting, and that's a perception she's eager to change.
I think it's a myth that students go to cyber to kind of get away from everyone and not be on anybody's radar. I think that students choose it because they want flexibility, and they want flexibility with good reason.
And that's going to do it for this episode of AIU Perspectives. New episodes will drop monthly this fall. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe right here on our YouTube channel. And also be sure to follow the AIU on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter X. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.